Tomorrow, Biden McCarthy aim to break the U.S. debt ceiling standoff as default crisis looms, as well as which states are sending out stimulus checks this year. We have the most up-to-date information right here in this video. It is loaded with information all the way into the end. You are not going to want to miss this video that is loaded with information. Biden McCarthy aim to break the U.S. debt ceiling standoff as default crisis looms. President Joe Biden and top Republicans and Democrats from Congress are set to sit down this week, tomorrow, to try to resolve a 3-month standoff over the $31.4 trillion U.S. debt ceiling and avoid a crippling default before the end of May, as well as all of the states that are sending out stimulus checks this year. We have the most up-to-date information on who's eligible, when are they being sent out, and when is it actually going to happen. All of that news right here in the video, but really fast, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We couldn't do this without you. Your love and support means the world. If you want a chance to win a free $25 Amazon gift card, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to join the family and smash that like button. We've got so much news to talk about. Join the family so you don't miss any updated news. So let's jump right here on the screen to give you the most updated information out there. So Biden and McCarthy aim to break the U.S. debt ceiling standoff as default crisis looms tomorrow. They are wanting to meet with congressional leaders to sit down tomorrow, Tuesday, to make sure that we do not go into a huge crisis with our economy. Yes, President Joe Biden and top Republican and Democrats from Congress are to sit down and actually have it out, debate, and figure out what's going to happen before this month is over. The Democratic president is calling on lawmakers to raise the federal government's self-imposing borrowing limit without conditions. We know how crucial and how actually that could really impact our economy in the long run really bad. Republican House of Representatives Speaker Kevin McCarthy has said his chamber will not approve any deal that does not cut spending to address a growing budget deficit. With all that being said, we understand that number one, the United States cannot fall into default by not paying its bills, but we also know that we can't keep digging ourselves into a bigger hole because we'll never get out. Biden is due to meet on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, at the White House with Kevin McCarthy for the first time since February 1st, with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell. The top House Democrat Hakeem Jeffries will also join the talks. The congressional leaders that are going to be making it happen tomorrow. This is very crucial to those on a fixed income, to those on Social Security, because this is going to depend on how much of your benefits are you going to be getting. They understand that they have this month and this month alone to make something happen before we default on all of our bills, and those on a fixed income, Social Security, Medicare, will not actually be able to get their full 100% benefit unless they find a resolution. So this is so very important because, again, one thing that I really wish would happen is that Bernie Sanders would join this actual meeting, because he is an advocate for the $200 extra monthly increase for those on a fixed income. So this is where I wish he would join. I get it. Chuck Schumer, Senator Mitch McConnell, I get it, Hakeem Jeffries, but I think that more of an advocate for those on Social Security and Medicare, because a lot of the money goes to those programs. So why not have somebody who's actually an advocate for that? If I was President Joe Biden, I would make sure that he would be in the meeting. Analysts do not expect an immediate deal to avert a historic default, which the Treasury Department has warned could come soon as June 1st. Forecasters warn a default would likely send the U.S. economy into a deep recession with soaring unemployment. That's what we do not want. We do not want the U.S. to run into unemployment, because that's where you and I suffer. Our economy suffers. If people start getting laid off, then our economy is going to suffer majorly. We do not want things to go higher. Our debt ceiling has to be fixed. We can't have high inflation. inflation, high gas prices, high grocery prices. At some point, things have to come to an end and start getting better. But the start of the active talks could soothe the nerves of investors who last week forced the federal government to pay its highest interest ever for 1 month debt issue. And that's the thing, like with a credit card. The high interest rate will never allow you to actually pay off your debt. This is where we cannot keep raising the debt ceiling, because at some point we'll never be able to pay all of that money back. We have a lot of frothy waters now. We need to calm them. Some of that could come just from saying we found areas of agreement. We found areas of disagreement. We're going to get back together and work on a solution. Wow. Isn't that what I've been saying this whole time? This information just come out a few hours ago. We always give you the most up-to-date information. That's what I've been saying. They had to find an agreement, find a disagreement, and come together to work on a solution. Outside observers, including people who have participated in past fiscal negotiations and business lobby groups, have laid out a range of potential compromises, largely revolving around extending the debt ceiling past the November 2024 presidential elections while freezing spending. Legislative standoffs are nothing new in a nation with deep partisan divides, with Republicans hold a thin House of Representatives majority and the Biden's Democrats control the Senate by a scant of 2 votes. But the stakes of the debt ceiling standoff are far higher than debates about budgeting that have caused partial shutdowns over the federal government 3 times in the past decade. So again, this is very crucial for those on a fixed income, our seniors, those that really out there working right now, because we don't need our government to shut down to where people start getting laid off. Because you know what that means. If people get laid off, they're not able to pay their bills, our economy starts going down, and then it puts everybody into panic mode, like anxiety, because they can't afford to be laid off. And this is very understandable, but why do we keep running back into the same problem? Why can't they ever come together and make it happen? I'm just saying, we've got so much potential. We've got the right people that apparently come from these big law schools, but we keep falling into the same problem. That's why I say I'd be perfect, because these guys who went to school, got the degrees, and grew up in this, they can't seem to do a good enough job because we keep running into the same problem. Why not get somebody else who isn't part of this whole group and raising somebody new that wouldn't go off what they went through in school, but yes, from real life reality. But we all know how that goes. You have to go to a certain school, you got to be in a certain family in order to get in to even run. But anyways, regardless of that, I want to make sure that I update you on all of the states that are sending out stimulus checks this year. Yes, there are several states. You've got California, who's going to be sending out this month, yes, up to $1,050, depending on your income, filing status, and whether you have dependents. You've got the state of Idaho that is going to be sending checks now and next month. Maine, that is sending that energy relief bill, yes, sending them now. New Jersey sending out checks. Those are coming very soon. New Mexico, they're giving you up to September to file your tax income, so that way you have a chance to get that. Pennsylvania is working on sending out seniors $975. South Carolina is trying to finish paying everybody up for their 2021 tax returns. And then you've got the state of Oregon and Vermont who have jumped on the list, who have added to that. They're going to be sending out stimulus checks, but they haven't given a date. This is where we do daily research to make sure that we keep you updated. And those are all of the states that are sending out stimulus checks this year. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Your love and support means the world. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps us out so much. That like button to spread the news. We are on our journey to 100,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. You mean the world to me. Thank you so much for all that you do. Stay tuned. I've got more exciting news on the way. And until next time, I'm John Miro. Peace.